locking the riders into the starting gates for the first heat race. This is the Daytona ATV Supercross, so it's a little different. The field will be split into 2 different heats, and that'll lead them into the main event. Heat 1, we have the helmet cam with Jeff Rastrelli, hard sideways. Let's go racing. Rastrelli bumping and banging with Wienen into the first turn. Now the rider goes wide and plows right through the hay bales. But that carousel start we've talked about pays off for Rastrelli. He just hung inside. Battle for the lead is on. Oh, and he came up short on that jump. Young Brandon Hogue able to take the lead here. That's what you want to see. The young talent moving toward the front this season. And Wienen with all that bumping in the first turn is back to 4th. So Hogue, let's see what he can do against the established players. Rocky Mountain ATV MC helmet cam here on Nick Janusa. Making his way to the rhythm lane over the tabletops. A couple of rollers. And that's a wall jump to slow them down. Looks like he's in 4th, right behind Wienen, who has moved forward. But how about Brandon Hogue from Nebraska? On the box, Motorsports helping him out, and he's stretching it, actually. The battle is developing. Wienen just powering right past Rastrelli to take over 2nd, and then they bump. Rastrelli 1 wheel into Wienen, 1 wheel into those hay bales. And Rastrelli is fired up. He's doing everything he can to come back at Wienen. This is a great race. But just as surprising is the fact that Hogue is just putting tracks down and pulling away from them. And Rastrelli, another bobble out of that corner. That has not been his friend. Will that slow him in the rhythm lane? Enough for Janusa, the rider out of New Jersey, to get to him. Janusa's right there, airing it out. Split lane, both riders take the outside then inside combination. Wienen has gotten away. He's free to try to run Hogue down. So we'll see what kind of speed your leader has. Can he keep the multi-time champion at bay? So far, so good. What a confidence builder this would be for Hogue if he can win this heat, which is pretty stacked. Rastrelli, Wienen, Janusa, they are not slouches. But Hogue, look at the perfection of the timing of those jumps. Wienen now tracking him down. Same for Janusa, who's trying to get Rastrelli, takes a look at him in midair. And I think he locked it down, man. This long rhythm, not the friend of Rastrelli in his heat race. This is Brandon Hogue's shot at glory. And he's got it. We might have a new contender come main event time against one of the old contenders, Thomas Brown. Heat race number 2 on the line. Watch for the young kid Bryce Ford moving into the pro class this year with a lot of hype. Of course, you got your defending champ on the gate of this one, Joel Hedrick, and he'll carry our onboard. And Hedrick on the Phoenix Racing Honda flips it into the first turn. And how many times have we seen him snake but here in the infield of Daytona International Speedway. Meanwhile, Logan Stanford with a whole shot doesn't clear that big double. One of the rookies in the class this year, he drops back, and it's Alan Myers out of Tennessee. Showed some speed last year. Our Rocky Mountain ATV MC on board. This is Bryce Ford, the much-hyped rookie we're talking about, and he's showing you what he's capable of. Already catching your leader, Myers. A good battle between 2 young riders, and remember, we had that upset Brandon Hogue win in the first heat, so we are really seeing young talent moving to the front in ATV motocross this year. Thomas Brown up to 3rd. Kind of the same job that his buddy Chad Wienen had in the first heat race. Going to try to represent the veterans, try to show the kids they're not done yet. Good 3-way battle. I think Brown is catching Ford and already looking at the inside line. We check back in with Hedrick, who's got a lot of work to do, and that machine has got to be banged up. As we go back on board with Ford, through a mistake in the ruts, and he tried to hustle his way out of that corner. It wasn't enough. Thomas Brown gets by, moves into 2nd, and now Brown going after Myers. So you got 2 young kids and a veteran sandwiched in between. And look at Bryce Ford. He's not giving up on it from 3rd, wants to make the pass. And giving us a good view of this battle with Alan Myers trying to hold the lead. Good stuff here at Daytona. Big long straightaway, and they'll hook back onto that start area in a moment and come back the other direction. And Brown tries to set himself up. Dives way inside here. It's not enough to make the pass, but it puts him on the left all the way down this straight. And it does eventually end with more left-hand corners, but not able to get close enough to challenge Myers here. Ford still in the mix. Everyone almost bumps tires in that right-hand corner. Alan Myers looking for a breakthrough. Lap rider moving over for Hedrick. Or sorry, that's not lap rider. Remember, he's in the back of the pack. They're just making it a little easier. Checkered flag is out. Alan Myers does it. Troy Hill, Logan Stanfield, 4th and 5th. Hedrick only 6th. That's going to give him a terrible gate choice in the main event time here at the Daytona ATV Supercross. Friends and foes gathering. Thomas Brown packing in his gate. Joel Hedrick congratulating Brandon Hogue on a heat race win. There's Big Chad Wienen locking in. And this first turn is a doozy. We saw crashes in the heat. Let's go racing in the main. And more chaos. Nick Janusa, Cody Ford, Jeff Roscrelli all tangled up. Hayden Mickelson, the teammate of Joel Hedrick, was in that on the Phoenix Honda. Hedrick's actually okay. Here's Roscrelli trying to get going now. Oh, and they're bumping wheels on each other again, battling for last. Well, we knew that carousel first turn would be a factor, and we saw a little carnage in all 3 starts. Taking advantage. Thomas Brown on the Yamaha, backed by CST tires, in the lead with Wienen right behind him. Then I believe it's one of the heat race heroes, Alan Myers next. Hedrick, you see the roost he has had to take on early in this race, all because he had the bad gate pick, all because he had a first turn crash in his qualifying heat race. So it's up to the Yamaha boys to hold him off now. And Brown still likes that inside line, drifting a little bit wider. Wienen and Hedrick. So as exciting and unpredictable as those heat races were, we're seeing the same riders who are often on the podium up to the top 3 spots early here in 2020. Roscrelli with a lot of work to do after being in that 4-rider pileup at the beginning, and he's come off the machine. What has happened? I don't think he's hurt. I think his machine has broken. So his day just went from bad to worse. It's tightening up front as Wienen begins to put pressure on your leader, Thomas Brown. Where can he get him? And you see Hedrick has a line in his back pocket by going outside in that corner. And in the split lane, though, everyone chooses the same. Myers under pressure from Bryce Ford, who's the hot rookie. And both Myers and Ford look good earlier today. Let's see what they can do. Can they hang with these 3 speed-wise now that points are on the line in the championship in this main event? And you can see these 3 beginning to draw away from Myers and Ford. And what's going to give first? Whoa. Well, it almost gave way. It was the rear end of the Yamaha of Wienen. He was spinning sideways, slipping sideways, and manages to hold on to it. But what I'm wondering is Hedrick going to try to make the move on Wienen first, or is Wienen looking to make the move on Brown? Janusa, rough start to this race for him. He's coming through traffic and giving us some good footage on board. Unbelievable, you can throw a blanket over them now. I think Wienen wants to go. He's got to get around Brown because he's being held up, and Hedrick is trying to take advantage. Classic warfare between these 3. You've had so many great races in the past. Don't forget that outside line that Hedrick has been using. Not here. He's got one other line on this track. And he tries it. Side by side, showing Wienen wheels. And Wienen so big, so strong, able to get back over the back. Troy Hill out. He's got mechanical problems trying to get that Honda refired. So Wienen knows now more than ever that Hedrick is there. Can he find a way around Thomas Brown? Janusa around the outside. Split lane coming into play for him as he works his way through traffic. Janusa 13th on lap 1, now moving into the top 10. Well, Thomas Brown dealing with the pressure. Oh, finally a mistake in an opening, and there goes Wienen. Can he seal him off? Almost rolls it, trying to hang the inside, but he gets it done. Wienen to the lead. That's changed this race. Chad Wienen leading Thomas Brown. Joel Hedrick trying to put the pressure on from third. Nick Janusa has been providing great footage with the Rocky Mountain ATV MC on board, but now he has problems. Had a great race going. Jeff Rastrelli, we heard, had a shock problem. That's what took him out, and now something has gone wrong for Janusa, so not a good way to start the season. And how about Thomas Brown? He has lost ground to Wienen, but is maintaining it over Hedrick. Thought Hedrick would apply serious pressure. Here's that outside line that Hedrick likes to use. Maybe he can close up on Brown, but Brown has proven tough today. And the time to start using the term ageless for Chad Wienen. Won his first championship in 2012, won 5 in a row, got another one, so 6 titles, but that's dating back 8 seasons now, and he was already well established at that time. So he's been at the front of this pack for almost a dozen years now. There's Janusa walking off, bummed out. He put in so much work to come from behind. Meanwhile, Wienen doing like he does every other year. Just consistent. Puts himself in position every time. We talked last year he had a mechanical problem and missed a podium in a race. It was the first time since that 2012 season he had not finished on the podium. That is ridiculous. A little further back, Wesley Wolf making the move on Hogue. Last lap now. So Wolf and Hogue having a good battle, 6th and 7th. Then you've got Bryce Ford, and just ahead of him, Hogue, pit board out for Wienen. I don't think Hedrick has anything for Thomas Brown. Not sure. Maybe the crash in the heat and all the bad luck in the past for Hedrick. But he was right there with Wienen, and you thought when Wienen made the move, he'd try to stick with him. He wasn't able to do it today, and the Yamaha boys, former teammates, still good buddies, looking to go 1-2. Oh, Hedrick gonna show a wheel here on the last lap. He waited to the end and they tangle, and Brown goes down. Incredible. Unbelievable. I thought Hedrick was just accepting the podium today. Then all of a sudden, an attack on the last lap. That was risky for both. Got to figure Brown's not going to be happy about that. Checkered flag is out. Chad Wienen wins in Daytona. He wants the 7th straight title, and he served notice today. He's going to be tough to beat. Hedrick recovers. Look at the emotion there for Wienen to take the victory, and Myers takes the podium in 3rd after the crash for Brown. Let's talk to our podium riders.